And I'll let you know that I'm live. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am Stephanie with Festive Creations by Stephanie, and I teach people how to make beautiful things. I also sell the supplies to make those beautiful things. Oh, look, there's my live. Yay. And tonight, you will be able to see how I put our wreath kit of the month together for the month of March. So the wreath kit of the month is a kit. It's a reoccurring subscription, and there's several of you. Let's see, copy. Several of you that have a subscription to the wreath kit of the month, and nope, that's not what I wanted. I go live. It's the one kit each month that you're going to guarantee that I'm going to make it. So we put together a lot of kits here at Festive Creations, but this is one of them that I promise you that I'm going to make every month. And if you're interested in getting a wreath kit of the month, you can certainly go to, I'm going to pull up the link here in just a moment, to Festive Creations by Stephanie and subscribe to the wreath kit of the month. Did you put some water in it too? Thank you. And but there's limited opportunities, so we sell out every month. Sometimes, so it's kind of like an ebb and flow. So sometimes people will cancel, not very often. So like right now, I think we have 4 kits available, and I'll tell you in a moment because it'll tell me when I get here how many kits we have available. 3. I lied. We have 3 kits available. So if you like this kit, if you think you want this kit and you want to join the subscription, make sure you do it ASAP because they will go fast. So I'm going to put the link to where you can get this kit and many more. Well, just the wreath kit of the month. And hey, Lynn, good to see you. Happy Wednesday, hump day. So there we go. I sent out a text message. Did I do that? Did I send it? Yes, I did. Look at me go. Multitasking and everything. So everything that I have here on the table, I'm going to give you a really great view here in just a moment, is part of this kit. And this kit, my wreath kit of the month, is a flat rate of $52 a month plus shipping. And you're guaranteed that I'm going to go live. But the other thing too is that you are guaranteed to get an exclusive sign made nowhere else. We designed the sign for the wreath kit of the month ourselves. And the only way you can get this sign is by me being a part of this subscription. So that makes it super, super exclusive to those of you that are in the wreath kit of the month membership. So come on in and say hey. Let me know where you're from, as always. And I know a lot of you are here because you're curious to see how I'm going to make my wreath kit. And as always, I love to see what you guys do with yours. And you can do that by sharing a picture of your finished wreath kit, whether it's this one or anyone. Hashtag Festive Wreath Kits on any social media, and I'll find you. So if you just use hashtag Festive Wreath Kits, I can find you on social media. Wendy's in the house. Central Florida is beautiful today. Really? I'm happy, Diane. That's awesome. Debbie's in the house. Melissa. Where'd Debbie go? There she is. Brenda is here. Teresa. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, let me pin that link. So again, there's only, tack on it. There's only 3 of these kits available at the time that I went live. So let's start by telling you what's in this month's kit. Let me close my door here because 5 feet apart. Thank you. We have some children that are being defiant. I know you guys don't know anything about that, right? Look, this being a full-time parent again is not, Lord, it's cramping my style now. Cramping my style. I need a break. I know we just had a vacation, but we need a break already. All right, let me get you guys pulled up here. Oh, shush up. Sorry, Stacy. I gotta silence you. Oops. Look, I made her go louder instead of quieter. It's it's a Wednesday. Come on in and say hey. Let me go ahead and get you guys overhead view and show you what we've got to work with. So what this kit came with, there we go, 2 rolls of mesh, and it is the natural poly jute mesh. So you get 2 rolls of mesh. You're going to get 4 rolls of ribbon, and I'll show you that ribbon here in just a second. I've already started pre-cutting everything just because it helps cut down on time on for you guys too as well. All right, perfect. I can close this. I'm done with that. And I understand you need a break. Being a parent, yes, Wendy, look, I'm preaching to the choir with you. And trust me, your job is a lot more taxing than mine. You need more breaks than I do by any means. I'm telling you. Where did that link go? There's a link somewhere in there. I was going to pin it. Where's my Beth? No, yeah. Where's my Kim? Hey, Carlin. Good to New Orleans in the house. Yay. Speaking of New Orleans, by the way, all of my Mardi Gras is on sale, 40% off through Friday. Don't even need a code. Just go shopping Mardi Gras and everything Mardi Gras is 40% off. All right. So you get 2 rolls of this mesh. So we're going to be using a 15-inch elevated work frame, and it has 18 twist ties. So I'm cutting 18 strips of mesh, and I'm cutting these at 32 inches in length. So let me flip back over to mesh for a moment, and let's make our final cuts so we can finish off with the mesh. Then we'll talk about this ribbon that comes with the kit. This one and this one. Look at all this fun ribbon. I am so visualizing this bow and design. And then you might not be able to see it behind, but you also are going to get 2 of these Star Spangled Bannered sprays. Yeah, red, white, and blue sprays. Sharon, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Okay, so I am cutting these at 32 inches. Now, when I have mesh like this and I'm using 2 rolls, I cut them at the same time. So that cuts down on my time. We need a total of 18 at 32 inches, and that should just about deplete the whole roll right there. Florida's here. Yeah. Hey, Victoria, I understand it's kind of nice in Florida today. Good for you all. So there's not much left on those rolls, but if you do things like use wreath rails, I like to keep even this small amount because it can be used for other projects. So there's enough on there to use for another project. So we're going to keep those and for a little bit later. Future project. Hello, Bridget. How are you? All right. So 32 inches. We need 18 of them. I am cutting our ribbon. So you're going to get this 2.5-inch ribbon, this 2.5-inch ribbon. You're also going to get a 7/8 inch red Swiss dot, and then also this 5/8 inch in gold. So the gold will actually help kind of bring out the gold sparkle in our sign. So watch what's going to happen there. So for right now, I went ahead and I've started pre-cutting this. So what I've done on this one is cut these at 12 inches. But I want to talk about this ribbon real quick before I go too much further. So this wreath kit, let me see if I can do that again. Paste it. Got it. Let me see if it'll come across. Did it go? No, it won't. So this has, do you guys know what woven ribbon is? So this has a nice open weave to it, but I'm going to tell you a little secret with this one. This one is not fraying like a normal woven ribbon. So it has like a paint texture to it. And when I'm cutting it, it's not fraying, and I love this ribbon. So I am able to dovetail this without any problems whatsoever, and it's not fraying at all. So that's this 2.5 inch ribbon. So I cut this one at 12 inches. This one I'm cutting at 10 inches. And then I'm also going to cut some of this Swiss dot, and we're going to use all of these as ribbon tails. It would still be in your, I know, Teresa. I finally got it to work, girl. Thank goodness. I got it to work, finally. I love working with Apple products. I don't know how many of you are Apple fans, but I have a Mac, several Mac computers. We have iPhones here, iPads, all the things. And so it talks to each other. If I copy something on my computer and then go to my iPad, I can paste it to my iPad and vice versa. It just, all of them communicate, and it's super, super convenient. And of course, photos and all of that fun stuff. Share it between all of the devices. Just makes it really super convenient. Okay, got a couple more of these, and hopefully you guys can see. Let me see. I don't like the way that looks. Hang on a second. Let's see if we can get that a little bit. There we go. I like that a little better. Get these dovetailed, and then we are going to use some of this 7/8 inch in the red with the Swiss dots. So I'm going with these colors as the ribbon tails because I really want that ribbon tail to pop out and make a statement, right? All right, so guys, I'm already telling you, sorry, what are the ribbon lengths again? Carolyn, the stars are 12 inches. The navy blue and white stripe are 10 inches. And our red Swiss dots are also going to be, I feel like, 10 inches as well. So I'm going to take my trusty ribbon tail board from my beautiful friend over at Hot Mesh Mom, Miss Carrie, and we're going to cut 18 each. So we need 18 of each color, all three colors, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, be sure to leave a comment below. I always go back after the lives and check out the comments. I can't watch both platforms at the same time. I'm just not that coordinated. Just not. I just can't do it. I have a hard time keeping up with Facebook, or one or the other. All right. So this to me is like watching paint dry. So I like to get this done as quickly as possible. Look how fun. All right. Instead of ribbon dovetailing those right now, I'm going to set these off to the side. I did bring out, I don't use this very often, but this is called a Bodabra. It is supposed to be a bow maker. I will tell you that I don't use it very often. I use it mostly, you're going to think this is funny, I use it mostly just to hold something for me, like be an extra hand. And that's what we're going to do with it tonight, because all this mesh right here is going to go off to the side on my floor. Ta-da! And what we're going to do is first we're going to start by getting this ready. Hey, Miss Claire, how are you? Happy hump day. Y'all, I've been so busy today and I feel like I've gotten nothing accomplished. But I know I have. I just need to go back and analyze it. And it's such a gorgeous day. I want to be outside. I'm jealous, those of you in Florida that are having a beautiful day today. Sun is shining. Nice weather, Diana said. All right, so I've got these all kind of ready to go. Hey, Sherry, how are ya? All right, so I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm also going to set these red, white, and blue sprays off to the side, and we're going to start with some mesh. So for this method, I'm going to use the woodland ruffle, and that you can use a clothespin. I have these little clamps that I use on this. It really doesn't matter what you use, but I'm just going to start rolling those edges in, and make a little curl. Clip that, turn it around, roll in this edge 1, 2, 3 times, and then I'm just going to walk that right up the center. Now, the reason that I do that, or one of the good things about this method is, you know, on the edge of when you cut mesh, that raw edge, do you see how that starts to fray, right? So when you curl that on the inside, it reduces any fraying because your raw edge is now in the middle and it's not getting shifted around, yanked around, all that fun stuff. Now, here's where the difference comes in. I'm going to put that ruffle right here. I'm going to take my 12-inch strip, my 10-inch strip. Actually, I meant to do that opposite, daggone it. And my other 10-inch. I'm going to stack those, bend it in half, pinch, 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 and put that right on top of there. And guess what? All of this is going to go in together. So it's just eliminating steps for me. Now, depending on how you want your ribbon to lay, you can do this just the opposite. If you want the navy blue on the bottom and bring the stars a little closer to the top, you can do that. It's totally up to you. But I did do them 12 inches cut and then 10 inches for the top two. I feel like I'm talking really loud. Does it sound like I'm talking really loud? I need to stop that. Stop that nonsense. So all the bow dabra is doing is like taking out an extra step. So rather than put my ruffle in there, my woodland ruffle in, tie it down, then come back and get the tails, untie it and retie it again, I'm just doing it all in one big batch. And you can use your easy bow maker for that if you wanted to just stick it in between there. The nice thing about the bow dabra is it has like a spring action to it. And so it'll squeeze the two together. And I do like that. I need to dovetail that one a little bit better. How about you guys? Who has already made their wreath kit of the month? Anybody already make theirs? I know Lori Jacobs, a hardworking mom, she made hers last night. She sent me a picture of hers this morning, her finished wreath. And I always love it. So you can follow her on YouTube. She also gets one of the wreath kit of the month every month as well. And so she makes her version and I make mine. So you've got two different versions all the time, right? We've been doing this for, gosh, Lori, how long have we been doing this? We started the wreath kit of the month about 1.5 years ago, I want to say. Anybody know for sure? I want to say it was 1.5 years ago. All right, you'll notice too that I skipped in between there, and I did that on purpose because when I go to add my next curl, I'm not going to be shoving stuff out of my way or scrunching it next to it and crowding it. That's the word I'm looking for, crowding. So when I lay it like this, I've got a nice smooth surface here and here. And then the next one is going to lay right down on top of that. And it lays super nice. If you haven't learned that trick yet, try it. You will thank me later. You can just send all donations to festivecreationsbystephanie@gmail.com. or info at Master Creations. You watched Lori Claire? I know, hers turned out so pretty. Like I said, she sent me a photo. I don't know if it was last night or this morning. If you guys follow me on Facebook, I posted last night. Last night was kind of an exciting night. We had a brush fire and right outside our back door. No, busy making Easter. Oh, and spring for craft fair is coming up in a few weeks. Debbie, I've heard that sales are going really well this year. So good luck. Yes, crank it out. Crank it out, sister. So last night, all right, hang on a second. Let me get this laid out. So now you see how I laid that right on top of the other two, and look at how nice and neat all of that flows. So I'm going to repeat this process all the way around the bottom. I'm going to skip this one, put one here, and do that all the way around. So while I'm doing that, come on up here. So yesterday, it's been nice this week in Illinois. I live in central Illinois, and my neighbor had a huge pile of whatnot, limbs. There was definitely some like wooden kitchen chairs that maybe they did, got some new furniture, and he just piled it out there over the winter. And so yesterday it was so nice outside, he decided that he was going to burn down that pile. And, you know, not really thinking too much about it. I'm minding my business, and I didn't really work outside yesterday too much. Tuesdays were kind of busy for me, so... But, you know, I knew he was out there. I saw the kids playing outside, checked on them. Everything's good. And yesterday, Emma had the opportunity to go roller skating last night. And so she was gone with her friend roller skating. It was just me and Eli kind of hanging out. Gary, where was Gary? Band practice? I don't know where Gary was. What is today? Wednesday? Yeah, I think he was at band practice. No, he wasn't. It doesn't matter. I think he was here, but I think he was, he went to bed early. Anyway, nevertheless. Yes, Emma. So I was waiting up for Emma, and it was a little after 8. And here comes Emma, and her little friend, Aubrey, comes in the house, and Aubrey says, Stephanie, did you know there's a fire outside? I said, yeah, my neighbor is was burning some stuff out there. And she goes, it's really close to the tree. I said, yeah, his burn pile's kind of close to the tree. And so I really didn't, you know, that was it. By now I'm up out of my chair and I'm walking towards the girls. And I look up out my back window and I see all these flames, a large mass of flames. And so I very calmly put my arm around Miss Aubrey and said, I hope you girls had fun. Emma, you need to go get your shower. And Aubrey, thanks so much for letting Emma come with you. And I just kind of like shuffled her right out the door. Her dad was out in the car in the driveway. So yeah, as soon as I got her shuffled out the door, ran back to the bedroom and I'm like, Gary, get up. What? Get up, the backyard is on fire. What are you talking? Get up. Get out of bed. So he gets up, he comes around, he looks out the window. Holy shit. Yes, grab your phone, call 911. I didn't know where my phone was at. So call 911. So he runs, grabs his phone, calls 911. In the meantime, it's winter time in Illinois. We don't leave our garden hoses hooked up outdoors in the wintertime. It'll crack it'll ruin the rubber and all that fun stuff. Plus, too, could potentially freeze up the spigots. So we don't have garden hoses hooked up. And so here, he grabbed the metal rake and immediately, because it was almost to one of our equipment trailers, and that equipment trailer has a bunch of music equipment in it, speakers, amplifiers, a lot of expensive equipment. So he was trying to beat the fire and pull it away from that trailer. I'm in the meantime going, what am I going to do? So I grab a 5-gallon bucket. I got nothing. We don't have water in the kitchen because we're still going through a remodel. So I run through the house. I run to my shower, turn my shower on. I get like this much water in the bucket, run back outside. Hey, look, you guys just got to do what you got to do. And, you know, waiting for the fire department to get here, it was crazy. And then it took them a little while to get it out because it had caught his railroad ties on fire. There was a big log in there. It was still going pretty strong when they got here, it was just going pretty strong, period. So Virginia had a procedure. I missed that comment, but it was a lot of fun. Exciting. And of course the kids did not know anything other. I would say that, yes, I just got my teeth implanted. I said to keep myself busy, whether it's making a wreath or crocheting. So I'm trying to keep busy. Virginia, bless your heart. God love you. Well, I'm glad we could keep you busy tonight. That's for sure. We got you covered. We got you covered. So yeah. So now so I took a picture of the yard this morning in daylight, and there's a pretty large area that's no longer has anything on it but dirt and soot. We're very grateful because if it had gone much further, it would hit the our shed where our motorcycle and lawnmower and really other expensive stuff's at. And my neighbors felt horrible. They just felt horrible. But like Gary said, you know, it happens. It was an accident. No harm, no foul. And, you know, we're just glad that nothing got damaged. I was really worried because it started after their garage too. And really worried that it was going to catch the side of their garage on. And with the way things are dry right now, that's the problem. The fire department was like, yeah, it's too dry to be burning anything right now. And they're like, yeah, no burning. No burning today. Yes. Hey friends, if you're commenting, I apologize because I'm not seeing any comments. Sometimes Facebook does that to me where it takes away your comments and I have to like reboot. So, there we go. Let me get this and see. Sometimes I just have to reboot. Okay. How's it looking so far? Yes. So right there, we're almost around the entire bottom. I'm getting all of these bundles lined up with all three of the 4 ribbon. So that gold glitter ribbon we're going to be using in the bow. But after I get this, we're going to stop and get our sign ready. I usually do that at the beginning so it's kind of curing already, setting up, and I didn't do that today. So we're going to stop for a moment and get that done. How about you guys? Anything exciting happening? Virginia got her implants. Girl, more power to you. Okay. I really like. Where's my other one? So this is one of those kits wreaths that will definitely be a summer-long thing. You can hang this for Memorial Day on up through Labor Day. Because it is appropriate being a patriotic one. Do you guys change out your front door decor for like Memorial Day and summer? Do you do something different for summer, spring? Ah, there it is. Hey, Barbara. How the heck are you? We are just making March wreath kit of the month, girl. And I am loving the pop of color already. If you guys tuned in yesterday, we made my front door wreath, and I'm super excited how it turned out. I immediately went and hung that on my door. So another reason this works out so well too is when you add the ribbon tails at this particular stage, you're not having to move things out of your way to get to them. So you've got full access to the wreath tails right now. Barbara said she changes hers out for every holiday. Sweet. Yes, yes, yes. Leslie said she changes hers every month. I like you. You're my perfect customer, Leslie. You got to get a wreath from me for every month. Or if you make your own, get a wreath kit from me for every month. Do you guys see this where this is kind of flopping? If that happens, look, keep in mind that a factory, a machine is putting all of this together. And so it has like little wires that, metal clips, I don't know what to call them, that crimps it to the frame. But sometimes the crimp doesn't get really tight. So what I like to do at that point is I take one of these and I just wrap it around one of the wires on the frame. And then I don't have a wimpy little, now it's not wimpy anymore. So I just tighten it up that way. I've tried to tighten it with just pliers, and those are so tight on there. They're really hard. I don't have the strength in my hands or apparently the right tools to do it. So that's my workaround, is I just wrap that wire around there, around the frame. Okay, here we go. Moving right along. Working with my coaching group this week. So I don't know if you guys realize it, with my business coaching group, what we do is we have a live, I call it question and answer, which it is, Q&A every week. And so it gives them an opportunity to ask specific questions on things that are going on with their business that maybe they need help with. But I also always plan a lesson, something new every week. And this month has been fun. Actually, the last few weeks have been really fun lately. I know yesterday we talked about how to use Facebook groups to help grow our following and our audience, which of course results in more sales. But let's see, 3 weeks ago, we did a challenge or a training on how to make $500 in 5 days. And that's been a lot of fun. Just so every week we go over something new and look at what changes are going on. Like, did you know that Facebook has decided that it will no longer keep live videos? So if you went live on your Facebook page, after 30 days, it's going to disappear unless you download it and save it somewhere. And so Facebook is rolling out this change. And I got my notification yesterday that I have to have, that all of my live videos, only my live videos, will be gone by July 9th, or on July 9th. They will disappear. So that means between now and then, if there's any live videos I want to save, I have to go grab them and download them and store them somewhere. You know, so being in the business coaching group helps keep things like, keeps you up on changes and trends and up on the things, right? Johnny, hey, what the heck? How are you? I ain't seen you forever, girl. So happy to see you. Happy hump day. we are making our March wreath kit of the month. And I am just about done with the outer frame. And then I'll kind of show you what it looks like at this point. Awesome. I'm so glad. Really, I was just thinking about you the other day. That is too funny. I was working a lot. Gotcha. I was going through some, I was just saying that Facebook is eliminating live videos. And that's what made me think of you as I was going through some live videos in the business coaching group and going, I wonder what Johnny's up to. I saw your name floating around. Tracy, hello, hello. All right, I think I'm down to one more on the outer edge. So let's get one more, and then we're going to stop and we're going to get that sign ready. So for those of you that are just joining, this kit came with 2 rolls of this natural poly jute mesh. We cut them at 32 inches each. And at the time that I went live, there were only, what did I say, 3 kits available. I did pin a link to this wreath kit, but I have a feeling that it might be sold out already. So if you are a member, a subscribing member, you get yours. And then if there's any left over, I open that up to the public. So yes, love that for you guys. And then you get a new kit every month, unless you cancel. I kind of lost my way, but I'm getting back on track. All right, stay on track. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I understand. Trust me, we can get sidetracked, that's for sure. I can appreciate that very much so. I was just saying, I feel like I got nothing accomplished today. And I know that I didn't get as much as I wanted to, but I'm so lucky to be able to have a flexible business like I do because of having the kids. There's been some academic issues that we're dealing with, that I'm dealing with, not Gary. That's not Gary's cup of tea. So I'm dealing with those, and a little bit of behavioral. Yep. And so that took a lot of my time today. But you have to take that time, right? Especially when you're in charge of the kids. All right, so this is what it looks like before we add the top row. And again, I want to reiterate, by adding the ribbon tails right now when I go and put the top row on, I'm not messing with this again. Otherwise, if we do all ruffles first or all the mesh first, then we've got to go back again, move that mesh to get down to the ribbon tails. So try this sometime, and you might like the way it lays, but it also makes it makes the wreath not quite as thick. So instead of having an 8-inch wreath, you might have a 6-inch wreath in depth. Uh-oh. I might be in trouble. I gave my husband all my cable tie mounts. Oh no, let me see if he's got any left. I never even thought about that. Hold on, please. Hey, Gary. Gary? Yeah? Did you use all those cable tie mounts? Yeah. Right. Why? I don't have any for my project. I've never even thought about it until just this minute when I was getting ready to go put my cable tie mounts on. Can you run down to the shop and get me a bag of them? They're in on the desk in the office. There's big full bags. I'm going to have him go get some cable tie mounts because I won't do this. So, but that's okay. We're going to just keep moving forward. I'm glad I stopped at that point because he can run down. Literally, it's a 30-second drive to the shop. So, God love him. I totally didn't think about that. Look, we're all human, right? We're all human. So we'll just move on, and we're going to do the top row now. I'm going to do the top part of the... Ta-da! I lost my clamp. There she is. When you're making a wreath, think about factories. So in a factory, you have someone that works the line that does the same task over and over and over again. And that's because it's more efficient. So when you think about that when you're making your wreath, especially if, or any craft as far as that goes, especially if you're on a time crunch. So I like to, if I'm really on a time crunch, I'm going to cut my time down by stacking all of these so I don't have to stop every time and put them in an order. Because it's repetition, right? So we're just going to stack, have everything all ready, and then you'll notice that it actually cuts down on the amount of time it takes you to make that design, because your brain doesn't have to start all over again. And please tell me I have more, or did I cut too many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I cut too many. That's okay. We're going to keep those because we're going to use those in our bow very shortly. Hey, Hoppy, how's Randy doing? I saw you post something the other day or last week or so, thanking some people for helping you out. And I so was like, I don't even know if I want to know, but how's he doing? Is he recuperating? Are you surviving? Being the primary caregiver? How much longer? All the fun things, right? Have you got like the yards cleaned out? Hey, Shirley. Man, if I were home, so Hoppy normally works a full-time job, and she cut back her hours while her husband is recuperating from a medical, surgical, or I was going to say experience. Yes. But, I know me, everything would be clean. Thank you, Poppy. I appreciate it. I'd be cleaning and cleaning. And this time, and since it's been so nice this week in Illinois, definitely outdoors. We're going to be playing outdoors. Absolutely. Okay. So now we've moved up to the top, and we're just going to keep going all the way around. Trying to decide how I want my ribbon to flow. We'll see. God love him. See, I think he's back already. It's weird because I want to talk weather again. In the morning, it's 36 degrees, and like right now, it's 72 degrees. You've had lots. Happy, happy, happy. Okay, moving on. Also, that red, white, and blue stars ribbon, it's a little bit thicker, so it holds its shape really well. Just want to mention that. I'm going to skip this one, go over here. Just turn it. And again, spread those out. That one's a little uneven. I think I'm going to like that better. I do. I like this better. So I'm just kind of laying that stars beside each other, and then coming down with the navy blue stripe, topped with the red Swiss dots. There we go. Yes, I do like that. I'll probably change that one. All right, we are down to 1, 2, 2. Oh, I think I have too much mesh too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I know I do. Apparently I could not count, but I was trying to get this stuff cut in a hurry before we went live so that you guys didn't have to sit and watch paint dry. You guys aren't really talkative tonight, so you just must be intrigued with everything going on the craft table today, right? Is that what it is? Haven't had your wine yet? Something.
They look like that.
They do. Bless your heart. Thank you. Yay! Gary to the rescue. Yes, thank you. All right, we'll do this in just a moment. Let me finish this little rough one. It's 72 on my front porch right now. And so I think that's what it is here, Diana. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 68 degrees.
Oh, I lied. It's 68.
Tonight, expect a low of 46 degrees.
But it's going to get down to 46. Don't you worry, none. 68, going to get down to 46. It was supposed to be a high of 72 today, which it might have been, but it's almost 7 o'clock now here. So, well, that's 8 o'clock for you, though, isn't it, Diana? Good deal, Uncle Gary. Supervising their bath. Typical kids, they try to get away with you know, half-assing a shower or bath. It's so funny. Eli especially, he'll come out of the shower and the whole back of his head is still dry. And we're like, did you wash your hair? Oh yeah, did you wash the whole head or just the front of your head? Oh, I washed my whole head. So there's many days that he has to get back in the shower and take 2 of them. Poor guy. Hey, 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 what is that? Awesome. Okay, Poppy, I will take a look at it when I am done here. Oh, wait a minute, it just popped up. Holy macaroni, chickadee. Holy macaroni. Wait up. No. Not cool. I'm making dinner and making chicken salad. Also, my husband is yapping. Listen, Lynn, you tell him. He's got no time for yapping. It's Stephanie time. It's Festive Creations time. Tell him that. It's Festive Creations time. Can this wait until afterwards? Okay, where's my other? Yep, there's one right in there. We'll go back and grab. Hoppy, I am so shocked. I can't even imagine. Look, I'm having an anxiety attack just thinking about it. I only saw the first line or 2 of your text, so I'll read the whole thing when I get done. Our temp tomorrow morning, Diana's going to brag, right? It's supposed to be 46 too. It's always 3 to 4 degrees colder at my house. That's what my app says. Really? That's interesting. So we're almost lateral tomorrow, huh? Or today. Because that's the way it's been the last couple of days. And then I think Friday it's supposed to plummet again and just not come out of the 30s. 30s or low 40s, Gary said. I told the kids, don't get used to this warm weather. I need to go out and get them some short sleeve shirts out of the shed, though. Tristan, I'm eating dinner. Have you playing at the table? Welcome to dinner. Crab legs, crab cakes, and veggies. Listen to you. Brag, brag, brag. Good for you. Look, I'm great to have for dinner company, right? Okay, we are on the home stretch. We've got 1, 2, 3 more to go. And then we are going to start playing with some other things. Before I go any further, since I do have the cable timeouts, let's go ahead and get our sign together. So I like to use my DAP Rapid Fuse glue. It's like a super glue, but it does a great job adhering, and it's getting low. So God forbid if I actually bought another bottle. There we go. I only need like a little spot, and I like to put 4 places of contact. So my DAP Rapid Fuse glue, then my cable timeout, and give that a little push. And our cold front. Really, that's crazy. Tanya just joined. What type of mesh is that? Hey, it's a poly jute mesh. It's called natural. Actually, I just threw away the wrapper for it. It's called we call it poly jute, but it says jute poly. I don't know why. And this color is natural. That mesh comes with this wreath kit, but I also sell, I don't know if I have any of this single rolls or not. I know I have poly jute and natural in cream and natural in white, but I'm not sure if it's a solid natural like this. This may be, no, there's no stupid questions, but can I watch a replay and how do I find it? So I will tell you that Facebook is eliminating live videos. So what I suggest is that you go over on YouTube, because I am recording this live on YouTube right now as well. YouTube won't delete my video. However, Facebook is going to after 30 days. So when you buy the wreath kit of the month, I give you the link to this, where we're going to be going live at. So you can grab my live and it'll be here for 30 days. If not, follow me over on YouTube. Of course, it's Festive Creations by Stephanie over there as well. And then I also try to put the videos on my blog. So I have, it's called festivecreationsblog.com/blog, how to make wreaths. I'm working on that, changing the title of that. So if you go over there, you can find most of my wreath kits. I've been trying to put them over there as well, especially now that Facebook's going to be eliminating these videos. Great question, though. I have, can the glue stand up to high temps? So Claire, it does, but I will tell you, if I know it's going to go in a really hot environment, Arizona, you know, that kind of thing, I will use the DAP Rapid Fuse glue, and then I also will go around it with hot glue. So it's got the 2 glues that are going to help keep it together. I always do the double thing. And then again, I'm going to let this cure. I want this to set up nice and strong. If you are still in doubt, my favorite go-to, if you plan ahead, is E6000. So this is an industrial strength glue. It does take 24 hours to cure. So that's what I said. If you plan ahead and you want to put your cable tie mounts on at least 24 hours in advance, that is definitely a place to go. 250 rolls of ribbon, 100 rolls still buy more. Teresa, that's because that's what we do. It is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Just join the club. Oh, you're very, very welcome. Let's get these last 3 done, and let's look at where this is going to take us now. 1. 2. Yeah, it's still 1. That one's going to go in the center. And then we've got 2 more. I have an addiction to Teresa, so do I, don't worry. And you're not the only one. I'll bet we could get a few show of hands in here. And it's just because I'm such a good shopper, that's all. We have the same taste. And Stephanie loves to shop. See, Kim has probably 2,000 rolls of ribbon and 200 rolls of mesh. So see, that should make you feel so much better, Teresa. You're slacking. Okay, so we're going to give Teresa permission to buy another 1,800 rolls of ribbon. And if you're anything like me, before I started being, have the supplies, and selling them, I used to buy 3 rolls of the same ribbon because as soon as I would get it, and if I'm working on a project, I didn't want to run out, or if I knew this was probably going to be a duplicate, more than one person would want this item, or I wanted to make more than one, I went ahead and bought the 3 rolls at the same time for fear, and of course by rightful, to make sure that they didn't sell out before I needed them again. So I just got in the habit of buying 3 of the exact same thing. And that way I knew I had plenty. Rachel said we all do. It doesn't include your Christmas ribbon doesn't count anyway. You don't have to count that in there. I know, Teresa, right? Rachel, we got it. We got this under control. We've got our own ribbon stash. Ain't nobody going to stop us now. And I don't want to hear the men talking about it either. Because I know they got a ton of tools they haven't touched in years. Years and years. Well, you never know when you might need that brake caliper tool. Yeah, you used it when you're 16, honey, and you're 72 now. He ain't going to let go of that. No. Anybody else got a significant other like that? They're not going to get rid of it because, you never know when it's going to need it. That would be my man. Yes, Teresa, that Mardi Gras sale, 40% off. You don't need a coupon. Just go shopping Mardi Gras. And that ends on Friday at midnight. It's a great time to stock up on Mardi Gras. And there's some fantastic ribbon and fantastic attachments. Signs, you name it. Mesh. There's even 21-inch mesh, Mardi Gras mesh. Great for garlands. Friends, I love this already. I think it looks great, even without the sign. What do you think? Let's show you up front. So far, so good. Look at how fun that is already. And then a lot of times you guys want to see what the back looks like. It looks very clean. And then I'm going to show you this way. So doing this method by adding the ribbon tails as we're going along on that bottom layer, it actually makes a thinner wreath. So if you live in an area where they're like, oh, I can't get it between my door, this is a good example. The only thing is if you go to add a bow, the bow is going to make it taller, of course. So if you're trying to do a wreath that's going to fit between 2 doors, I would not add a bow because it's going to get smashed anyway. So in that case, I would do something more like this in the center, or my bow might be a flat bow without like fluffy loops. And we can talk about that too. Yes. Died, not fired. What did you say? Cleaning out after my dad, died, was unreal. He was 87 and had stuff I had never seen. Girl, I don't even want to imagine. I don't. You know what? I'm going to go really jump shark. I don't hardly ever do this. So I'm actually going to put this one closer to the top. So we're going to put a bow down below. So I'm going to position this one a little bit more towards the top. So I'm going to bring my pipe cleaners, feed them through my mesh. Made my first gray. Oh, Teresa, how did it go? I I'm excited for you. She made her first grapevine wreath. Did you use your florals you got from Festive Creations? Because you know, I got some really cute ones this year. Come on, feed that through. So yeah, the natural mesh brings out more of that authentic, traditional, patriotic. You know, we got, reminds me more of the 1776 look, right? Come on, if I can just get it to go through the mesh. There we go. Now I see it. Now I feel it. Oh, Teresa, yes, please do. Oh, good. Yes, you did use florals from Festive Creations. Yay, you. Come on. It's snagged on a piece of mesh, and I need it to just move on. There we go. It shall comply. And then my last one, I'm just going to bring up here. And then we're going to turn this over. All right, so we're going to turn it over and come up with a solution on where all of this is going to go. So tighten these down. It feels. This one I'm going to take up here and I'm going to latch it to this crossbar. Anytime I can hang on to a crossbar, it helps with it shifting over time. So this will keep it stabilized by going to that crossbar. And then this is the one that got snagged on me. And again, if I can get to a crossbar, I'm going to, hang on a second, let me see. Yeah, I'm going to go to this one. Really? Teresa said she has anxiety attaching her signs. Why does it give you anxiety, sister? I'm just curious. What the heck? What the heck? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So now we've added, actually it's a little tight, so I'm going to kind of loosen it up a little bit here. And, what's going on? Yeah, something's going on because I hear all the giggling and nothing. Those two. Were we like that when we were kids? We thought we could just get away with anything that our parents didn't believe us. They're having a gay old time, Mr. Williams. All right, so these, you're going to get 2 of these with this kit. Oh, look at that. There's one. Where did I put the other one? Hello. Did it fall off? It probably fell off. Let's go see. Let's see if it's on the other side on the floor. No. Now, I know we started out with 2. Here it is. So these sprays, these red, white, and blue sprays, are super fun. Look at how fun these are. And actually you could get 3 out of here if you wanted to, but I'm going to divide them into 2 pieces right there at that Y. And I'm going to leave these 2 together. So I'm going to take my wire cutters, cut that off there, and cut this one off here. So I'm going to have a total of 5 pieces, but this one has a Y and this one has a Y. So it makes these a little bit larger. Now, where we place them is going to be totally up to you. But remember, I'm going to add a bow down towards the bottom. So I feel like already, if I'm going to put a bow down here, I want this to kind of come out on each side of the bow. So I'm just going to kind of place it there for a moment. so I can get a feel for what I want. And then if we put the bow in there, and then maybe, just maybe, bring these, so it's like fireworks coming out. That's not bad. What do you think of that placement? Can you tell? It's hard to tell with it tilted like that, isn't it? And the glare. I kind of like it. Let's do over the head view and see what it looks like from this. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I'll bring this a little bit more in. So I'm showing you this before we add the bow because I will tell you that you want to, whenever possible, use these twist ties to secure your attachment. Come in here and sit down until she's done. Emma doesn't follow instructions very well. She's having a hard time with that this week. All right, so like I said, anytime we can use these twist ties, that's how we want to attach our embellishments. I try to avoid using glue if at all possible because glue can melt depending on where this is going to be. So I'm actually going to use this twist tie as well and kind of give it just a little twist there. Otherwise, it's going to flap like that. I know this from experience. And it doesn't have to be tight, just a little secure so that when you go to sit it up, everything doesn't fall forward. So what I mean is when I go to put this up, we don't want all of that falling forward. So that's why I'm doing it like that. Now the ones up here at the top, we're going to come back to, heck no, let's just go ahead and take care of that right now. So I'm going to go underneath my sign. Now this is a twist tie right there. So guess what? I'm going to grab that spot right there and add that right in there. Now this one, I might put a little glue and this twist tie, it just depends on how wiggly it is or if it moves a lot, which it doesn't feel. It feels pretty secure, actually. Over here, I have a twist tie to work with. I'll grab it. All right, sweet. And again, it feels pretty secure. It's not going to move around. So I don't think I'm going to need anything extra there. All right, now let's move on to, don't forget that if you just joined us, you do actually get 4 different rolls of ribbon with this one. So we're going to pull out that 4th ribbon now. How about that? Oh, I lost my comments, y'all. I lost my comments. There we go. Claire, I don't even have patience for darning needles, let me tell you, girl. A friend of mine, oh, Claire, I'm so excited for you. She said the next wreath she does is going to be a grapevine with all the florals she's gotten. Yes, yes, yes. It's so hard getting in the mesh. I get it done, but at least my favorite thing to do. Mine with pipe cleaners. When I use floral wire, I'm okay, but pipe cleaners kind of drive me crazy. And it depends on the mesh too. That does make a difference with the mesh. Okay, I'm going to set that up here so we've got a good view here. So for this, I'm actually going to do a 6-inch tail. And we're going to do a 6-inch over here. 6-inch here. Why do I feel that went a little bit further? Hang on a second. There we go. Liking it, yes. All right. Now, remember earlier I said I cut too many of these? Now is a good time to use these. So we don't want them to go to waste, so I'm just actually going to put them right here and kind of stagger them a little bit, like so. And then we can also come back in with a loop. So this becomes my main focus, my main ribbon that I want to highlight in this bow. I don't know how I got it all twisted like this, but it's okay. All right, now we're going to come back in with some of that red Swiss dot, except this time we're going to give it a tail. So I'm going to measure out about 15-ish inches, and we're going to do a loop, 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 loop. So I'm going to do 2 loops on each side and bring that tail down. I'm actually going to bring that one down a little bit longer and kind of stagger the length. But now we're going to bring in that gold. So this gold will help pull some of that gold out of the sign. And again, bring some of that vintage. I don't know how else to word it. I say the word 1776. That's what it reminds me of, the traditional Old Glory. And we're going to do 2 loops. And I did give this one a tail as well. Let's see if I want to do that. I think I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and cut this guy off. And I'm also going to come back in and give it one more right there on top. So it's going to have a couple of streamers or tails with the gold. Because this is the only place we're using that gold, I really wanted to highlight that color. And for this one, I'm going to start out with a zip tie so I can get it all nice and tight. And then we'll add some floral wire to the back of it. So from your view, see how thick this is right now? So that's why I'm going to use a zip tie so I can get that nice and tight for us. I got mine from Amazon. Gotcha. Okay. So now I've got that zip tie on there. So when I lift this off, it's not going to all come apart on me. But as I lift, I'm kind of tightening this down, but not all the way. We just want it to stay together right now. And then I'm going to take wherever I put it. I don't know where my floral wire is even at, folks. It's not there. I had it earlier. Huh. That's mighty suspicious. Hold, please. Where did I put my floral wire? It had to have fallen off or something, because it stays on my craft table. Huh, there it is. It just got buried. So I like the paddle wire. This is a 22 gauge wire. And normally I have a piece cut already. So I'm just going to cut a piece about 20 inches long. Then I'm going to take that and put it underneath that pipe cleaner. Not pipe cleaner, that zip tie, before I tighten it down. There it is. Find my halfway point. And so this floral wire is what I'm going to use to feed in between the mesh. And now I can tighten down that zip tie. So we'll go ahead and pull that around here, pull it as tight as I can. And voila. So now we can cut off that excess. Boom, gone. And let's do a couple of dovetails here. And another dovetail. All right. I'm not going to worry about the long tails yet. Let's go ahead and get this attached. So we're going to bring our wreath back down here. And we're going to bring that right down here in the center. Remember, when you add a bow, you don't want to go right over a twist tie if possible, because you don't want it to be sucked down into the wreath. So I'm going to be careful to kind of stay right next to it. And feed that wire right through that mesh again. And for me, feeding the floral wire through the mesh is a lot easier than pipe cleaner. It doesn't get hung up like a pipe cleaner. Same way on my grapevines, my floral wire feeds, especially the 22 gauge. Now, when I used a 26 gauge, I started out back in the day using a 26 gauge, and that would be a pain in the tushy because it bent really easy. Can you all hear my husband singing? He's trying to practice quietly. I don't think he knows what that means. And I'm okay with it. Doesn't bother me a bit. Now, if you're trying to weave it through a piece of ribbon, that won't work. So you do have to monitor that. All right, good deal. Bring it around the back here. I've got one of those crossbars, so I'm going to grab it. But before I tighten this down, hang on, let me get this back around. Before I tighten it down, I want to make sure that it's positioned where I want it and get it secure there. Where's my, there it is. So before I tighten it completely down, let's move everything around. And actually, I want to kind of bring it more towards the sign. There we go. I like that position. And we can go ahead and we can adjust it too. I'm not going to cut off these wires yet underneath here. So if I do want to move it again, position it a little bit differently here in a minute, I still have a little wiggle room. The controversy that I hear a lot about people that cut off the twist ties on your pencil wreath or whatever wreath frame, I learned a lesson the hard way, and that was I cut them off and then realized I needed to make an adjustment, and I didn't have anything to work with. So I do not cut them off. They become a part of my design. Okay, now. I don't want a lot of fluff. I don't want this to be a really thick bow, because I truly do want to be able to market this to go in between a front door and a screen door or a storm door, security door. So the wider you make it, the harder it is for them to put between the two doors, because not everybody has a covered porch, and you know, they want to display something pretty. but also keep it out of the weather. All right, so now I'm just gonna roll these up. I know I started off camera, so I'm gonna come back here in a minute. Let's try and move it a little more forward. So I'm bringing this all the way to the edge and starting a curl about as thick as my fingers. And I'm just kind of walking that up there. That was a little easier for you, wasn't it? And we're going to do the same with this one. And this one. Hey, Carol. Thank you, girl. Really wanted to go traditional colors with this one to go with the actual authentic 1776 vibe. And one more if that needs to be turned. Where's my other one? There it is. They're not going to stay like that. So I'm going to switch camera views. We're going to put this up on the wall, and then we're going to unravel all of those. So let's come up here. We're going to put that right up here. I love it. I love it. Let me change my camera. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here so that y'all can see this a little more up close. I know. There we go. There we go. So all of these curls that I did, I'm going to go into the center where I started it, and I'm just going to take that and gently pull it and bring it down. Go into the center, gently pull, bring it down all the way around. And of course I can stretch it as much as I want, extend it as much as I want, or whatever feels good to me. And now we're going to do the same thing to the red. Where are you at? There you are. And depending on what you use, like I did finger width on this, you guys can use like a paintbrush or an ink pen to go a really tight weave, or you can use something wider, like I don't want to say a rolling pin, but you know, something wider than your finger or an ink pen. And you're going to get a different look from that when you do that. Let me come down a little bit. There we go. Now you can see those just a little bit better. And how stinking fun is that? I'm trying to see on the camera. You know what? I didn't turn on my other light. Hang on a second, that might help. Come on. There we go. There's a little bit better lighting for us. That's a little better. Yes. Very definitely the 1776 vibe. Yes. And there are so many of my customers that are more traditional, not the bright red, white, and blue, but we kind of have a mix of both going on here between the sprays and the ribbon, but we really toned it down with that natural jute mesh. I'm going to tighten that sign up just a little bit differently when I get done, but I love it. It looks fun. Nice, nice, nice. And then of course, Teresa, I can't either. Also, be sure to go check out Hardworking Mom on YouTube. She did hers last night, her wreath kit last night. So hers looks different than mine. And that's what I love about being creatives, right? You don't have to be exactly like each other. We want you to use your own creativity and make a variation. Or, you know, if you like this just the way it is, make it like mine. But don't be afraid to spread your wings and get creative with it. Get funky with it. right? All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go check on 2 little children. See if they're ready for bed yet. Yes. It's dark now, I think. I don't know. I don't even know. Yes, it's dark outside now. So they won't be playing outside anymore today. All right, friends. You have a great night. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see you Friday. Have a good one.